Hello, today I'm cooking with Marky. I will be showing you how to make a Persian dish called Gigo. Now Gigo is a great alternative to cooking or roasting a turkey on Thanksgiving, or whatever you do for Christmas. This is what we usually have for Thanksgiving and Christmas at Ramin's parents' house. And to be quite honest, I'm quite thankful because I'm not a big fan of turkey. So whenever I'm invited or my family has Thanksgiving dinner, I might get a piece of turkey, but I don't really like turkey that much. I mean, I only eat it just to be nice. So anyway, the ingredients that you will need. You will need 2.5 pounds of chuck round eye roast. And you need to leave the fat on the roast because you want the fat to melt into your sauce. You will need 1 large onion diced in 1 inch pieces. You will need 3/4 of a cup of tomato paste, or you can use 1 small 6-ounce can of tomato paste. You will need 1 head of garlic peeled, and if there are large cloves, then you need to cut those cloves in half. You will need lemon juice. You will need 1/2 cup of red wine. Now, if you're using the 1/2 cup of red wine, you will need 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. If you do not want to use wine and instead you would like to use 1/2 cup of beef broth, then you would use 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. You need about 1 teaspoon of salt, about 1 teaspoon of pepper. You will need 1 teaspoon of dried basil. Now, normally you're supposed to use 1/2 teaspoon of dried basil, 1/2 teaspoon of dried tarragon. However, I forgot to get the tarragon at the store, so I usually use fresh tarragon, and I don't have that either. So instead, I'm just going to compensate compensate for the missing tarragon by using 1 teaspoon of dried basil. You also need 1 teaspoon of lemon pepper. You will need 2 bay leaves, and this is optional, 1 dried red chili. Now, don't break your chili up into pieces, because then the seeds will get into your sauce and then your sauce may become too hot. That is, unless you like spicy, extra spicy sauce. But me personally, I don't like extra spicy. You also need grapeseed oil, or the oil of your choice. And you'll also need 4 to 5 cups of cold water to cover the meat. So for the potatoes, here I have a potato medley. There are purple potatoes, red potatoes, and the Yukon Gold potatoes. And I've already boiled these, and to finish them, I'm going to finish them in a skillet, and I'm going to use a little bit of butter and a little bit of salt to fry them in. And here I have 1 pound of baby carrots, and I've also already boiled these. And what I'm going to fry these in, a little bit of butter, just a tad bit of sugar, and a tablespoon of lemon juice. And I will show you how to put that together, I will show you how to fry this once the Gigo is close to being done. So to prep your Gigo, here I have a platter, and I wrapped it in plastic wrap, just because that's what I do with raw meat. You're going to take a knife, and you're going to make little slits into the Gigo, and you're going to stuff it with the garlic cloves. And you're going to continue to do this until your Gigo until all the sides are stuffed with garlic cloves. Okay, so now I've studded all of the meat with the garlic. So now I'm going to sprinkle some salt, and you're going to salt and pepper each side. On all the sides, I've put salt and pepper. Now, I forgot to get twine, so instead I'm just using just regular old thread, and I'm going to tie my roast. I'm not a professional roast tire, as you can see, but you just want enough to be able to hold the roast together. So in this pan, my heat is on medium-high. I'm going to pour in about 1/2 cup of oil, or enough to coat the bottom. I'm going to place my onions on top. Now I'm going to place my meat on top of that. And I'm going to brown this on all sides. It'll take about 2 to 3 minutes per side. It'll also be a good idea to turn on your fan if you have a fan over your stove, and also open a window. In here I've already mixed the tomato paste with the 6 ounces or 3/4 of a cup of water. And I've also put in the dried basil. So you're going to cook this with a covered lid on medium-high for 1 hour. And you're also going to baste it with the liquid. So you're going to take it and you're going to baste it like that, occasionally, and also stirring. So my jigo has been cooking for 1 hour. Now I'm going to turn my heat down to low. And I think I'm going to put this on the smallest eye. So once again, I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to baste it. And I'm also going to taste my seasonings. And I believe for my taste, I'm going to need a little more lemon juice. So I'm going to add in the lemon juice. Give it a stir. Just so you guys know, I transferred my jigo to a smaller pot. The pot that I was using was a little bit too big. It's great for browning and cooking onions in, but for the jigo, it needs to become tender, and so to do that, it needs liquid to cover most of the meat. And so that's the reason why I transferred it to a smaller pot, and that's what I would suggest to you guys at home. Finish cooking it in a smaller pot. So now I'm going to cover it with the lid, and I'm going to cook this for another 1 to 2 hours, or until fork tender. So I've been cooking my jigo for 2 hours and 10 minutes. And see how the fork goes in without any resistance? That's what you call fork tender. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my jigo out of this pan. I'm going to place it in another dish while I let my liquid reduce down, because I want my liquid to be really concentrated so that you can spoon it over the jigo when serving. So I'm going to put this in a 200-degree oven just to keep warm, and I'm going to cover it with foil. So for the potatoes, here I have 3 tablespoons of butter, and I'm letting that melt a little. So now I'm just going to add in my potatoes. And a little bit of salt. And I'm going to fry these in the butter until they start becoming a little browned on the outside. Now you can choose to peel the skin off. I don't peel the skin off because you know, I like the colors of the potatoes. My potatoes are starting to brown, and what you're looking for is to see little golden spots on them, because you don't want them to become too dark. So you just want to get them coated with the butter and the salt, and you know, if you want, you can put a little, when they're finished, you can finish them off with a little bit of fresh dill weed, which is pretty nice. So I'm also going to put this in the oven until my sauce is ready. So in this pan, I have put 1.5 tablespoons of butter. Now I'm going to add in my carrots. Just a pinch of sugar. And also 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And I'm just going to fry this until they become a little brown. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and now I'm going to take my carrots off of the heat because I don't want them to burn. And I'm just going to place this in the oven, in a warm oven, until I'm ready to serve. So I had to cook my sauce for 20 minutes, and you can see it's thickened. Well, I hope you can see. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-moisten my meat with this sauce, and I'm going to place it in a platter and surround it with potatoes and the carrots, and I will take a picture to show you what it is supposed to look like.